So when a data set or file outgrows the storage capacity of a single disk, it becomes necessary to partition it across multiple disk and servers. Okay. See, when you have some data, and okay, when you cannot fit the data into hard disk, when you cannot fit the data into hard disk, okay, entire data into hard disk, what you have to do, you have to split the data into pieces and you have to put it into different hard disk. Understand, guys? Okay, you have some data set, okay, and you are trying to put the data into a hard disk, but okay, that the hard disk doesn't have that storage, that much storage. Then what you will do? Okay, you will cut the data into pieces and you will put it into multiple hard disk. Okay, so now when I say distributed file system, okay, distributed file system is a file system that manages the storage across a network of disks, okay, from a single or different machines. Okay, so here when I say distributed file system, it is the file system, okay, which will automatically cut your data. You tell, okay, this is the data. Guys, 1 second. Okay, so a distributed file system is a file system which is a combination of multiple hard disks, and okay, this distributed file system automatically cut your data. See here, okay, we have to cut the data, but okay, when it comes to distributed file system, you tell, okay, this is my data. Okay, it will only cut the data into pieces and okay, distribute across all the hard disk. Actually, you are clear? Are any questions? So distributed file system is, it is a storage which is a combination of multiple hard disk, okay, which is a storage which is built, okay, with the help of multiple hard disk. Okay, that is distributed file system. And this distributed file system concept is invented by Google, and Google has given this concept to entire world for free of cost. Okay, they did not make it like a technology, so they gave a concept, guys. Okay, this is how, okay, we can store the data. If you have, okay, too much of data, and every time, okay, if you are in a need of, okay, changing your hardware, then don't do that. Okay, use this concept. Okay, this concept will help you. This concept will help you to store the data across multiple disks. Okay, so even if tomorrow data is increasing, it will be easy for you to extend your storage by just adding one extra hard disk. That's what, okay, the concept Google has given. So now what happened now? Okay, when Google has given this one, there is a person called Dow Cutting. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so before that, okay, will do. Okay, so do we have the advantages of this distributed file system or disadvantages of this distributed file system with the distributed file system? So distributed file system is good or bad?
Good.
Good. Okay, so let us see how it is good. Okay, let's say, okay, we have nearly 1 TB of data. Okay, 1000 GB. Nearly 1 TB means, okay, I'm taking 1000 GB of data, and if I want to write this data with a speed of 100 MB per second. Okay, so if I'm writing entire 1000 GB data into one disk, one hard disk, okay, and that hard disk capacity is 100 MB per second. Okay, then how much time that hard disk will take?
It's
So
days.
yeah, no. Okay, so here, okay, if it is going with 100 MB per second to write entire 1 TB of data, it will take 175 minutes.
Right.
Okay, to store 1 TB of data, it is taking 175 minutes. 175 minutes means how much? Nearly 3 hours time. Got it? Nearly 3 hours time it is taking. Okay, if it is a single server and single hard disk, okay, if you have. Okay, but okay, if you have, okay, if you create a logical storage with a combination of 10 hard disks, okay, with a combination of 11 hard disks, one in that one hard disk is okay, one hard disk is like a storage, master disk or metadata disk, other 10 disk are actual data disk. Okay, so now I created a logical storage of 10 hard disk, okay, 10 actual data disk. Okay, if I give this 1 TB data to all the 10 hard disk at the same time, how much time they will take? Since, okay, your data is getting written parallelly, okay, so that will take nearly 17.5 minutes to write. Actually, see, if one person is taking a 3 hours time, okay, 10 persons, okay, how much time they'll take? Same work, 30 minutes, correct? Or okay, 30 minutes, 3 hours means, okay, how much? 180, 18 minutes they'll take. Yes or no? Okay. Now, same data, if I create a logical storage of 1,000 disk, and if I put same 1 TB data, 100 disk, and if I put same 1 TB data, how much time it will take? It will take 1.75 minutes. Okay. So 1.75 minutes means nearly 2 minutes you take. Okay. So where is 3 hours time? Where is 3 hours time, and where is 2 minutes time? Do you think there is a huge difference or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
with one disk, okay, it is taking 3 hours of time, and okay, with the 100 disk, okay, with a combination of 100 disk storage layer, logical storage, it is taking only 1.75 minutes. Okay, nearly 2 minutes it is taking. Okay, so my time, because of this distributed file system concept, my time, okay, the file writing or file reading process, okay, has been reduced from 3 hours to 2 minutes time. Understand? So if you take the flight example itself, okay, I don't require 1 lakh hard disk and all actually. Okay, so if you take okay, a flight example, okay, where okay, so it generates 15 terabytes of data. Here, okay, for 1 TB, okay, it is taking 2 minutes. Okay, for 15 TB, how much time this will take? The same 100 disk logical storage, it will take 30 minutes hardly. Okay, so 6 hours of data, whatever data is getting generated, can be stored into this logical storage in 30 minutes of time. Okay, so if I store all this data in 30 minutes, okay, what remaining 5.5 hours I can use for the processing, right? So that's what the concept here. Okay, so it is not only storage. Okay, see, only storage means okay, we have some good systems also. So we have to store the data and we have to process the data also. Okay, so here, okay, if I go with the 100 disk distributed file system concept, it is taking the 6 hours data, that 15 terabytes of data, it is taking only 30 minutes time to store, and remaining 5.5 hours time, okay, you have to process the data. So storing and processing both will be easy, okay, if you go with the distributed file system concept. Okay, it is very, very fast. Okay, so like, okay, if I go like this, okay, if I go like this, okay, what is the maximum data I can store, okay, per second? So as per I mean industry okay R&D tests and all, okay, actually, so they come up with a number of 4.8 TB per second. They can read or write the data. Understand? 4.8 TB of data, okay, per second. That's what the speed actually. That's what the speed. Okay, it is 4.8 TB. Okay, is not a small. Okay, it is not a small number actually. Okay. So that is the advantages of, okay, those are the advantages of distributed file system. It is very, very fast. Okay, because okay, it is doing everything parallelly. Okay, that is the reason it is very fast. Okay, now the question is that, okay, do you have any disadvantages here, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
What disadvantages you have?
Cost.
Huh?
Cost is not a,
What cost?
some network issues like that.
So cost is okay. So now, okay, tell me. Okay, so okay, somebody said, okay, cost. Okay, we'll understand the cost also. Okay, so fine, guys. Okay, so now usually how much, okay, you spend for 1 TB hard disk? How much you spend in market? So I will get for, okay, 3,000 to 3,500 rupees.
500, 3,000, okay.
Okay, but okay, companies, okay, will buy these hard disk, okay, in a bulk. Yes or
Okay.
no? Okay,
Yes.
bulk
it as-
actually. Okay,
We can take it as 3,000.
yeah. Okay, companies will get, okay, nearly for, okay, 1 TB of disk, okay, they get for 2,000 rupees, not
Okay.
even 3,000.
Mm.
Okay, so now if I buy 100 hard disks, okay, if I buy, okay, 100 hard disk, okay, how much I need to spend here? So 2,000 into 100. Okay, so it means 2,000
Yeah.
into 100. How much? 2 lakh rupees I am spending. Okay. So now for the same 100 TB storage, if I go with SAN or NAS, okay, how much okay we need to spend? Will it be more than that or not?
Not, sir.
Huh?
I think not more than.
Not more than that.
Will be more.
Okay. So it may be bit more actually when compared to this one. Okay, it may be bit more. It may be bit more actually. Okay. So and one more thing. Okay. So running one storage. Okay. Here. Okay. Okay. So let's say okay. Even if you say that okay. So I'm getting this good now. 100 hard disks are faster or okay, one single storage is faster?
Single
Huh?
storage will be faster. No, ma'am.
Okay.
As per the diagram, 100
Okay.
is faster.
I will tell you. Okay. 120 years experience guy is faster or okay, 20 okay freshers are faster.
Experience pass.
Oh,
No.
sir, think properly. I have 20 people okay who are okay very good okay very
In
good people. Okay,
technically.
they're just technically they're good okay, but they are freshers.
They will.
Okay.
They are faster.
So 20 people and okay, 120 years experience guy. Who will be faster? So there
20
okay,
people.
20 people work. Okay, do you think 120 years experience guy can do?
No.
20 okay young blood people work okay can be done by single 20 years
sir.
experience guy. Huh?
No, sir.
They are super duper faster than okay this 20 years experience guy.
Yes.
And that too it is not okay one person okay, they are 20 people actually. If all 20 people work parallelly, okay, whatever this guy can do in 8 hours, okay, they can do in 1 hour. All 20 people together, or maybe less than that also. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is like that, guys. Okay, so even though you have okay, one big SAN storage, but okay, than that 100 small disks are faster than okay one big storage.
Okay.
Understand? Let us take this scenario, sir. Okay, so I have 100 disks, sir. 100 disks. Okay. Each disk. Okay. Each
see,
disk
voice
can write with
breaking.
the speed of 100 MB per second. How much MB per second? Okay, I can write parallelly. Sir, voice
Sorry.
breaking.
Sorry to interrupt, Venkat. Your voice has been
The voice is breaking.
breaking off.
Oh, is it? How is it now? Okay, looks like there are some internet issues, sir. Okay.
Okay.
How is it now?
Sometimes it's better, sir. Sometimes it's
Sometimes
significantly
it's
going
better,
slow.
sir. Sometimes there is some interruption.
Okay.
Breaking.
Fine. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Fine, sir. Okay. I'll try my level best. Okay. So
Yeah.
now let us see. I have 100 hard disks. Okay. Each hard disk capacity is 100 MB per second. If all 100 disks okay work together, what is the speed I will get?
10,000 MB per second.
10,000 MB per second. Correct or not?
Yes.
Okay. But now I have a single storage. Okay. Single big storage. Okay. What is the maximum speed? Okay, they'll give for single big storage. Even if they give okay 2000 MB per second. Okay. Who will be faster? Huh?
Individual hard disk.
Individual hard disk will be faster. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Individual okay hard disk are okay super duper faster than a single storage. If that is the case, okay, everybody would have gone to single big storage itself. Okay, so we already have before this distributed file system concept. Okay, we already have okay SAN, okay, NAS. Okay, these are the storage systems we already have in the industry. But why they are not so popular? Because okay, so their capability is like this actually. They are good, okay, but end of the day it is a single unit. He is good, he has 20 years experience, but he is a one person. If that one person is on leave, okay, nothing will happen. But here I have 100 freshers. Okay, if 10 freshers on leave also, I can run my show with the remaining 90 freshers. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that's the advantage actually. Okay, so with the low cost hardware, with commodity hardware, you can get super duper speeds. That is the advantage of distributed file system. So here, are we using any super duper costly hardware here? I'm just using 2000 rupees hard disk, which can write data with a speed of 100 MB per second. Okay, so but this guy you take, how much fast when compared to this disk, this guy? Huh? So almost 20 times faster than this guy, correct or not?
Yes.
But still, these are 100 people are there like this. Okay, so 100 into 100, that will become 10,000 MB per second. But here, single storage, so it can give maximum of only 2000. And tomorrow I cannot extend this one. But tomorrow, if I want to make this, I want more and more speed. Okay, so I can make it like, you got it? If I combine 200 disks, what will happen? It will become 20,000 MB per 20,000 MB per second. But can I change this one?
No.
You cannot do it. That is the advantage of distributed file system. Clear?
Sir, what is the redundancy for this?
Sorry?
Redundancy.
I'm coming to that part, sir. Okay. So now let us understand. Okay. So as per our understanding so far, distributed file system is very good. Okay. The more disk it has, the more faster it is. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, what can we do? Okay. So let us understand, the disadvantages. Do you think, we have any disadvantages in this system? Huh?
Yes. I think so.
There's 1 second. 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So now let us take this scenario. Okay. So this is the distributed file system. Okay. So now I have sample.txt file, which is of 256 MB. Okay. Where I stored like this actually. Okay. First block, second block, third block, and fourth block. Okay. Now think like this. Okay. All hard disk are up and running. So all are up and running. No issues. To read my sample.txt, I can easily read my sample.txt. Correct or not? Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
I
yes.
want
Yes.
sample.txt. Okay, so now I'll write a classical storage reading algorithm. I'll execute. Okay, so that algorithm will hit centralized fat first. And ask, hey, centralized fat. Okay, I want to read sample.txt. Can you help me? Okay, now what centralized fat will tell? Okay, yes, your file is available. It is divided into 4 pieces. Okay,
It
each
is in
piece name
video.
is BLK1, BLK2, BLK3, BLK4. BLK1 is in disk 2, BLK2 2 is disk 3, BLK4 3 is in disk 4, BLK4 is disk 5. You go ahead and read it. Okay. So now logical reading algorithm will contact each disk and take the piece. Okay. Yes or no? Logical read
Yes.
algorithm will take 64 MB from here, 64 MB from here, 64 MB from here, 64 MB from here. So now it will take all 464 MBs and it will merge into one single file and give it to the
And
customer. Open it actually. Okay, but now let us take this scenario. Okay, in this logical hard disk, let's say one hard disk is failed. What will happen?
The data will lost. Enter data.
Hmm?
The data will lost.
it cannot provide the complete data. Only few of the data it may provide.
Data is not lost, but it cannot give complete data. Yes or no? It cannot give complete data. Suppose if this file Bahubali. Okay, so now you can see only Bahubali 1.1, 1.3, 1.4, no 1.2. You don't know what happened during interval time. Yes or no?
Yes.
Suddenly, okay, you have seen, okay, first half, okay, half of the movie. After that, okay, suddenly it started after interval. Is it fine with you?
No, sir.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
No,
No.
sir.
So in between, okay, around 45 minutes show, okay, but it is not there. Okay, so that's not the data, right? Actually, that's not the data. What okay, I am expecting. Okay, when I am writing, okay, I have written full file. Okay, of okay 4 blocks, okay, or 4 pieces. But when I'm reading, okay, I'm getting only 3 pieces. Is it a good thing or bad thing?
Bad.
It's a bad thing actually. Okay, so it means, okay, because of one hard disk failure, okay, I may lose my data. I may not get all my data. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because of one bad hard disk, okay, I may not get all my data. So what is the solution now? This is definitely a disadvantage. If one hard disk is down, okay, even a remaining 3 hard disks also there also, okay. So your reading algorithm will say that, okay, see, I don't have full blocks, okay, all 4 blocks to give you the full file, okay. That is the reason, okay, I cannot help you. Even if you ask to read the file, it will tell, okay, there are 4 blocks, but okay, only 3 blocks are available for reading purpose. One block is not there because of the damaged disk. So I cannot help you. I cannot give 3 blocks. Okay, if there are 4 blocks, I'll give you full 4 blocks. Otherwise, okay, I will fail. So reading algorithm will not help you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What to do now? What to do?
Mirroring, we can
Mirror.
do
Redundancy
Huh?
will come into the picture here.
mirroring.
Here redundancy will come into picture. Okay, what is redundancy?
Uh-huh.
To provide the alternate disk for the existing disk.
Just like a copy.
Okay.
Right, like
So
regular.
why can't we write
Like a
the same
copy.
date? Yeah, exactly, sir. Exactly. Okay. So now when I'm writing block one here, right?
Voice is breaking, sir.
Same
Venkat, sorry to interrupt.
block
Voice has been just
one,
cutting.
I will put one copy here.
Venkat.
Sir. Yeah, understand, sir.
Can you close go back to 3 seconds?
Yeah, sir. Even if I'm getting that internet issue actual message.
Okay, sir.
What to do? So your internet connection is unstable. That's what it is saying.
It should be low.
So can we continue or can we stop?
You can.
No,
I mean,
sir.
sometimes it's fine, sir.
problem, sir.
Sometimes it's fine, but
Yeah. Okay, fine. So we'll do one thing, sir. Okay, we'll say next 20-25 minutes. Okay, I'll complete this one. After that, also we are still facing the issue. We'll stop the class today and okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. So now, so when I'm writing the same block, okay. So if I write the block only one copy, there is a high chances that your hard disk may go down. Okay, if hard disk is down, I cannot read this data. I will not be, I mean, block 2 is not available. Okay, when block 2 is not available means the full file is not available. Okay, so reading algorithm will say, I'm sorry, I don't have all the 4 blocks available, so I cannot help you to read the data. Okay, so to avoid this one or to safeguard our data, okay, from the data disk failures, what I'm trying to do, okay, when I have this data,
gone, sir. Gone again, gone, sir.
this
Hello?
data, okay, so the
Sir,
same
again
block
gone,
one,
Again,
sir.
gone, sir.
I'm maintaining
Again,
one
sir.
copy. Sorry. Yeah.
Again,
Again
gone.
gone, sir. Voice.
Okay, I'll do one thing, guys. Okay, I'll yeah, one second, guys. Hello,
Yeah, Venkat.
Yes, sir.
can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is it bit better?
Yeah, better.
Yeah, I connected to my
Mobile.
mobile network actually. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so to avoid disk failures or to safeguard from your data from disk failures, what I'm trying to do now, okay, whatever data whatever the pieces we have, we are copying each piece of data into multiple hard disk. Understand, guys? So if you see here, the same block one is available, one copy here, second copy here, third copy here. Okay, the same block two is available, one copy here, one copy here. Okay, so it means okay, block two is available here, here, and here also. Same block three is available, one copy here and one copy here, maybe one copy here. Okay, same block four is available. Okay, one copy here, one copy here. Okay, now tell me, okay, so if I put in a different colors, block one, how many places block one is available?
Three places.
Three places. Okay, how many places block two is available?
Three
Two
places.
Again, three places. Okay, where
All
is
are three
block three? Yeah, so block
Okay.
three also available in three places.
It's a round robin process kind of.
Block four. Okay, yeah, block four also available in, okay, so let's say four places, three places. Okay, now tell me, okay, if one hard disk is down, okay, is there any problem for my data?
No, sir.
No.
No problem.
No
There
problem,
will be
right?
no
Okay,
problem.
so now, okay, if let's say if disk three is down, disk three is down, okay, can I read block one?
Yes.
Yes.
I can read block one from disk two or disk
Disk
four
four.
also.
Four.
Okay, can I read block two?
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
can read block two from
D4,
D4 or D5
D5.
or no, block
Disk
two,
one.
D5, yeah. Okay, and okay, can I read block three?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, block three,
D2,
three copies are available. D1,
D2,
D2, D4, D5. Okay, can I read block four?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
D5 and
D2.
D2. Okay, D3 is anyway failed, right?
Yes, sir.
So it means, okay, so even though one hard disk is down also, I can still get my data here. Okay, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it means, okay, so the same block, okay, so let's say this is the file, okay, 256 MB. Okay, this is the file, okay, sample.txt. Okay, so it is total size is 256 MB. So we divided that into, okay,
Four parts.
so BLK 001, 02, 02 and 0304. So this is 64 MB. Okay, this is 61, 61, 64 MB. Okay, so now what I'm storing here, I'm storing, okay, so BLK1 where and all. Okay, I'll put this one here somewhere here only, so that okay, it will be good for you. Okay, so here okay, I'm putting it. Okay, so where and all I'm putting block one. Block one I'm putting into disk 2,
Three.
okay,
Four.
disk 3 and disk 4. Okay, block 2. So when I put a disk to this, how many copies I'm
Disk
putting?
three.
Same block.
3 blocks.
So block one, it is taking 64 MB in this hard disk, 64 MB in this disk, 64 MB in this hard disk. Okay, so okay, so if I go like this, okay, so disk 2, okay, disk 3 and disk 4. Okay, so here this one, so disk 3, disk 4, disk 5. Okay, this one, disk 3, disk 2, disk 4, disk 5. Okay, where is block 4? Okay, disk 2, disk 3 and disk 5. Okay, so it means, okay, I'm saving same 64 MB 3 hard disk. So when I save 64 MB in 3 places, okay, how much space it will occupy?
198.
198 MB. Okay, it means, okay, the same piece you are okay, to store same piece you are using 190 MB, 190 MB, 190 MB. So total how much you are
192.
using?
192, sir. Sorry.
Sorry, 192. Yeah. Okay, so 192 MB. Okay, so it means, okay, how much you are, what is the total space you are using?
What else is
256 into,
576? 576.
yeah, no, 256 into 3,
Yeah.
768 MB you are using.
Yes.
Okay, so it means, okay, If your file size is 256 MB, since you are storing your file, okay, in 3 places, okay, file blocks in 3 different places, total how much storage you are wasting it here? I mean, you are utilizing it on distributed file system. 3 times of storage, okay? 256 into 3, okay, 768 MB of storage, okay, we are using. So don't you think it is a disadvantage, guys?
Yes.
If it is a single hard disk, I'll put a entire 256 MB, 1 copy only. Yes or no? But because of this distributed file system, what I am doing, okay? So I'm keeping my same block in multiple places, okay, to safeguard from disk failures. Okay, because of that one, my total storage is increasing. Okay, it is becoming 3 times. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no, guys? Okay. So
Yes.
don't you think, okay, so here, okay, suppose tomorrow if you have 1 TB data, how much storage you require? If you want to put that 1 TB into distributed file system, you need 3 TB storage. If you have 100 TB, you need 300 TB
300
storage. Okay, so it means into 3 you want. Okay, so now tell me, don't you think it is a disadvantage?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
So this technology is waste, right?
No, if we are using single disk also, if it is failing, whole data will be lost, right?
Yeah, okay. But still, sir, okay, single disk means you are maintaining only 1 copy, right? You will not maintain 3 copies, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you will maintain only 1 copy. So that 1 copy only you will, I mean, the storage only you will utilize actually. Okay, but here, okay, if you in case of distributed file system, if you have 1 TB data, so in case of normal hard disk, if you have 1 TB data, if you buy 1 TB hard disk, that is sufficient. In case of distributed file system, if you have 1 TB data, you need to buy 3 TB storage. Correct or not?
Correct.
So don't you think it is extra money?
Yes, it is extra money.
It is extra money. Okay, so it is a disadvantage. Okay, but okay, so will you agree with me or no?
Yeah, we will agree.
You will agree, right? Okay, you agree. Okay, yeah, okay. But now, okay, I have a small point, okay, guys, okay, in our day-to-day life, okay. So you all might be having scanned documents of, okay, your educational documents and all these things, right? Scanned copies. Have you scanned all your
Yes.
10th class, okay, and then +2 and okay,
Yes, yes.
degree? You scanned
Yes.
all your documents, right?
Yes.
Okay, so where did you save all these copies actually? You saved in your laptop, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, laptop as well as in mail.
Huh?
Email.
You stored in Google Drive also, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
And where else you stored? If you ask me,
Yeah.
I've stored in my external hard disk also 1 copy.
Yeah. We will be taking
Okay.
couple of copies.
Yeah, it means, okay, so I stored, okay, 1 copy in my laptop, okay? So what I thought, okay, see, okay, fine, okay, I kept, okay, all my copies, I mean, all my educational documents in laptop, okay, okay, let's say I'm going to my friend home, okay? There are chances that, okay, okay, I'm attending, okay, in the process of attending interviews, there are chances that, okay, the company people may call me and ask me to upload some documents, okay? So to be safer side, instead of carrying my laptop, okay, what I'm doing, okay, I'm keeping, okay, so my same copy of scanned documents into my external hard disk, and I'm carrying my external hard disk. Okay, understand? Carrying laptop is better or carrying external hard disk is better?
Carrying external hard disk.
Hard disk.
External hard disk is better. Okay, so okay, now, okay, so you got it out. Okay, or in other scenario, okay, let's say you are maintaining all your scanned documents in your laptop. Now you got it out. Okay, what suddenly my laptop is crashed. So what you thought now, okay, so fine, okay, let me keep all these files as backup. Okay, so let me buy a external hard disk and keep all these files one copy in that. Yes or no? Okay, so it means, okay, your educational documents, okay, 1 copy is in laptop and 1 copy is in external hard disk. Okay, now you got it out. What in case somebody asks me to send documents, okay, when I'm in office? When you're in office, okay, you don't have your personal laptop or you don't have your external hard disk.
Yeah.
How can you send the documents, like, when you're in office?
Uh,
So to be safer side, okay, what you're doing, okay, you're putting into your Google Drive also. Yes or no?
Yes,
So
sir.
it means, okay, same educational, same 10th class mark sheet, okay, you are storing 1 copy in your laptop, 1 copy in external hard disk, and okay, 1 copy in Google Drive. Okay, now, okay, have you ever thought that, okay, you are wasting storage? If Hadoop is doing the same thing, Hadoop maintain the 3 copies, we are saying, okay, if distributed file system is maintaining 3 copies, we are saying, okay, this distributed file system is wasting storage. But okay, the same thing we are also doing, right?
Yes, sir.
But have you ever thought that okay, we are wasting storage? Than storage, what is important?
Availability of data.
Exactly. So your data is important, sir. Okay. So this education documents, okay, or take, okay, you have all your childhood photos and all. You have all your childhood photos and all. Okay. How do you manage? Okay. If you let's say you are maintaining all these photos in a single in your laptop. Suddenly tomorrow, if a laptop got some virus or okay, laptop got crashed, you lost all your memories, right?
Yes.
Even if you pay 1 lakh rupees, who will give you your data? Who will give all your childhood photos?
Gone.
No one, right? That is the reason, okay, to safeguard your data from corruptions, okay, you are maintaining your data into multiple places. Okay. So what is important here? Than money, your data is important. If I lost money, okay, I can earn once again, or okay, again, okay, I can earn. But okay, if I lost, okay, data, can I get it back?
No.
Okay, so data is important than money. Understand?
Yes.
Data is important than money. Okay, so that is the reason, okay, we should not look at this one. Okay, so maintaining multiple copies is always better. It is for our good only, actually. Understand? It is for our good only. Okay, so here the distributed file system, okay, is running the show with a combination of multiple physical hard disk. Okay, so when it is running the show with multiple physical hard disk, there are high chances that the disk may go down. The disk may go down. Okay, so to avoid this disk crashes, okay, or to avoid data loss because of disk crashes, so what distributed file system is doing, whatever data you are giving, okay, it is cutting the data into pieces, 64 MB pieces, and each 64 MB piece it is maintaining in three different hard disks. Understand? Understand, guys?
Yes, sir. In this
Yes.
case, how data will be read?
Okay, so now when it is doing this one, it is updating in the same way. Okay, so it is clearly updating here, like, okay, so disk 2 comma disk 3 comma disk 4. Understand? Okay, disk 3 comma disk 4 comma disk 5. The metadata is also changing now. Can you see? Yes or no?
Yes.
Metadata also changing now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And okay, disk 2 comma disk 3 comma disk 5. Okay, so now, okay, now the question is that, okay, so now in the metadata it is clearly maintaining the disk numbers also. If the block is available in multiple hard disk, it is maintaining all the disk numbers also here. Okay, so now, okay, so when okay, classical storage reading algorithm command ask, okay, hey, I want to read centralized, okay, I want to read sample.txt. Okay, what centralized part will reply? Centralized part will reply, yes sir, okay, your sample.txt is available, but it is divided into divided into multiple pieces. Okay, multiple pieces. Okay, so BLK1, okay, so it is the name of each piece is this one. So BLK1 is in
D2.
3 hard disks. Okay, disk 2, disk 3, disk 4. BLK2 is here, BLK3 is here, BLK4 is here. Okay, you go and read it. Okay, now, okay, how reading algorithm will read? Will it read all 3 copies or it will read only 1 copy?
Only one copy.
Huh?
It will read
Only
only one copy.
Only 1 copy. See, you have, okay, so you have your education documents are, okay, in external hard disk, laptop, and okay, Google Drive. If some HR asks you to send, okay, your 10th class mark list or your PAN card, okay, will you send, okay, 3 times or you will send, okay, 1 time only?
One time.
One time only. Okay, so from which one, okay, you will take?
D2.
Depends on the availability, sir.
Whichever
Depends
is
on the
accessible.
availability. Whichever is accessible. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is accessible? Everything is accessible, right? Your laptop also accessible. Okay, your external hard disk also accessible. Your Google Drive also accessible. From where you will send?
Which is like
From where it takes
easier
fast.
for me to read. Which is easier for me to read.
What is easier for me? Now, let's say I'm at home. I have a personal laptop, okay, with me. Okay, if they ask me to send the 10 class mark list, I'll open personal laptop and I'll send it. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
yes.
I will send the copy from my personal laptop. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, correct.
Let's say I'm at my friend home. Okay, I don't have a personal laptop, but I have external hard disk with me. Inside that, okay, I have a 10th class mark list document. Okay, they asked me to send the document. Okay, now from where I will send the document?
From hard disk.
From
Yes.
external hard disk. Okay, maybe I'll connect this external hard disk to my friend laptop, and okay, from there I will mail the 10th class mark list. Yes or no? Now I am at office. Okay, I don't have personal laptop. I don't have external hard disk, but I still want to send the 10th class mark list. Okay, from where I will send?
From Google Drive.
From Google Drive I will send. Yes or no? Okay, from Google Drive I will send. Okay, so it means all three copies are important, and based on your situation you will choose, okay, what is the best copy to access. Yes or no? So if you are at home, okay, you are feeling that, okay, laptop copy is comfortable for you. If you are in your friend home, okay, you are feeling that, okay, external hard disk copy is the easiest way to access the data. And okay, when you are in office, okay, Google Drive is the easiest way to access your data. So all three copies are important copies, but okay, based on your availability, you are accessing the data. Okay, now here my block 1 is available in disk 2, disk 3, disk 4. Okay, so now how this reading algorithm, okay, whom, okay, it will approach, reading algorithm will approach. Now, so let's say reading algorithm want to read block 1, whom it will approach. And reading algorithm clearly knows that block 1 is available in 3 disk 2, disk 3, disk 4. Which disk it will ask?
First available disk.
What is first availability disk?
D2.
D2.
Huh?
D2.
Why
D2.
only D2, sir? Why only D2?
Or any one of the disk.
Anyone or is there any logic?
Maybe a round robin
It's
fashion like
faster.
subsequent the one
Let us take this scenario,
available.
sir. Okay, let us take this scenario. Okay,
I
so
think block 1 it will read from D2 and block 3 it will
why
not
only
read
D2,
from.
sir? Why only D2? Block 1 is available in D2, D3, D4. Why only D2? Why not D3? Why not
Because
D4?
Whichever
in metadata it is mentioned as D2.
In a sequential
Yes.
manner it will.
Okay, I will give you one human life example, guys. Okay, let's say you are a manager and you have under you have 3 people. Okay, under you, okay, there are 3 people working. Okay, now there is some work to do. Okay, okay, this work, okay, whatever the work you have, okay, that work can be done by all 3 people. Now whom you will select?
Which one is best?
Any one of
Huh?
any one of 3.
Any one of 3. Okay, but okay, you need to select, okay,
First best.
proper
Well,
one, right?
What is the
Who
best
are
copy?
bandwidth, sir? Who are having some bandwidth?
Okay,
All
so
three, who is responding fast, then I'll assign them.
exactly, sir. Okay, so from those 3 people, okay, whoever respond fast, okay, I will. Okay, so how they respond fast?
depend on network, IO.
Okay, maybe. Okay, so what you will do, because now everybody is working from home, right? Okay, they are not in office. Okay, so you cannot see them directly. So what you will do? So from your laptop, okay, you will send a message to all 3 people. Hi, hi, hi. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so now who will reply first?
Who is in front of the system?
Let's say all 3 are in front of the system. Who will
Who is
reply?
replying first?
So whoever doesn't have much work, he will reply first. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Suppose, okay, let's say, okay, I have, okay, lot of work. Okay, even though if I get my manager ping, okay, I'll add this manager dabba fellow every time he will be pinging me. Okay, leave it. Okay, let me do my work. That is important for me. Yes or no?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, maybe, right, at times.
Yes.
Okay, so even though, okay, manager is pinging you, okay, you may not respond at times because of your emergency. Okay, so here, okay, who will respond? Whoever is having less work, okay, whoever is sitting ideally, or whoever is reading newspaper, they will respond first. Yes or no? Because they don't have any work. So manager pinged. Okay, so they'll say, hi. So now here also it is the same case, guys. Okay, so what reading algorithm will do? Reading algorithm will ping these 3 hard disks. Whichever hard disk respond first, it will hand over the request to that hard disk. It is not, okay, in the order or round robin, nothing actually. Got it? Got it, guys?
Got it.
Okay, whichever respond. Okay, so do you know there is some concept of ping, right? What is ping? Have you ever tried?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
check the heartbeat.
Ping response.
Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm pinging pinggoogle.com.
Yes.
Okay, what it is saying? How much time it is taking? Ping
10
105
minutes.
milliseconds.
105 milliseconds. Okay, so ping yahoo.com. How much time this has taken?
122.
So now who is faster?
Google, sir.
Google.
This is faster. Okay, so maybe I'll approach this guy. Understood?
Okay.
So I will say ping disk 1, ping disk 2, ping disk 3. Okay, everybody will reply. Okay, the busiest person, okay, will reply slowly.
Yes.
The free person will reply fast.
If two persons are replying same in the same time.
At least like a milliseconds or microseconds, nanoseconds difference will be there, right?
Yes.
Yes or no, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so we no need to worry about that actually. Okay, so
Okay.
it will ping. Okay, it will ping both the hard disks. Okay, all three hard disks. Whichever hard disk is responding first, okay, the request will be given there. Okay. Okay, understand? It will not the request. Okay, the block will not be read from
Sorry,
all
again,
the
please,
disks.
sir.
Okay,
Again gone.
maybe you
What has been gone?
again gone. Now, guys, better.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, fine. Okay. So here, okay, when my block one is available in three hard disks. Okay, so now when I'm reading at morning 4, okay, let's say morning 10 o'clock, maybe disk 2 is free and disk 2 responded first. Okay, but maybe in the afternoon, disk 2 may be busy. When I read the same file, my block 1 can be read from disk 3 also. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, it depends actually. It depends. Okay. So from where, okay, from which disk the data will be read and all purely depends on that particular time. Okay, the disk performance or not disk performance. Okay, the disk schedule actually. If the disk is busy with some other thing, okay, that may not respond properly. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Or any questions?
Sir, I have the question.
Yes, sir.
So we have the redundance of the data disk. Okay,
Hmm.
that I agree that. But what about that meta disk? In case meta disk is corrupted, so can we retrieve the data for as usual for the new disk, new meta disk, or we can't that?
Very good question, sir. Okay, what in case, okay, let's say we are thinking about redundancy of the data. Okay, but okay, what about centralized fat? Okay, if this is gone,
Yes, sir.
it is danger, right?
Yes, sir.
It is danger. Okay. So yes, okay, but we just started, right? Okay, we'll think of the solution for this also, sir. Your problem also. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Definitely we have a solution. Okay, we'll think on that part also. But as of now, so I am not going inside on this part. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Maybe okay, next 2-3 days. Okay, you will understand the solution for this problem.
Sure, sure.
Definitely. Okay, see, this is very, very important. Than all these things, this is the kind of okay heart for this entire system.
Correct, sir.
Yes or no?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so yes, we need to safeguard this also. Yes, okay, there is a solution for that. Okay, I'll talk about that. Okay, maybe in next classes.
Okay.
Okay, so now, okay, so we understood okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of distributed file system. Correct or not? Okay,
Yeah.
Advantages means it is very, very fast. Okay, and it maintains the data multiple copies. Okay, so by default it will maintain 3 copies. Okay, it will maintain 3 copies. Okay, so you have a lot of data redundancy. So it means okay, there is a very less chances that you lose entire data. Okay, so those are the advantages. But when it comes to disadvantages, yes, okay, definitely cost will be little bit high. Okay, cost will be little bit high because of additional storage. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of the distributed file system. Okay, so now let us slowly enter into Hadoop side. This is what our main concept. Okay, So today we are entering into Hadoop. Okay. So now what is this Hadoop actually? Hadoop is, okay, we told that there is a using some software, okay, they created this logical storage, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so they created logical storage, right? Okay, so that software is nothing but your Hadoop base. Okay, so what they have done, okay, so who is the who invented Hadoop? There is a person called Dow Cutting. Dow Cutting is the one, okay, who invented this Hadoop. Okay, so what this guy has done, okay, he has taken the concept of distributed file system, okay, from Google. So Google has given this concept to world, right, for free of cost.
Yes.
Okay, so what this guy has done, he has taken the concept from Google, okay, Google, and okay, he renamed it as, okay, Hadoop distributed file system. Understood? So HDFS, what is HDFS? Hadoop distributed file system, okay, which is a storage layer of Hadoop. Okay, it is a distributed file system that provides high performance access to data with the fault tolerance. Okay, so it is a HDFS is a distributed file system that provides high performance access. What do you mean of high performance access? How you get the high performance? Because of the parallel read and parallel write. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because of parallel read and parallel write, okay, you will get high performance. Okay, how you get the data of, fault tolerance? What is fault tolerance?
Mirroring. Because of mirroring, you'll get.
First of all, what do you mean of fault tolerance? If one copy is gone, okay, so
The data availability.
data availability, yes, okay, so even one copy is gone also, you can still get your data. Okay, so with the replication, okay, by replicating the data in multiple disk, okay, you can get the fault tolerance capability for HDFS. So HDFS is a kind of a storage system for Hadoop. Okay, and okay, it is a distributed file system with high performance access and data fault tolerance capabilities. Understand?
Yes.
And okay, so there is one more thing which is called YARN. What is this YARN? Okay, yet another resource negotiator, which is a processing layer of Hadoop. Understand? Which is a processing layer of Hadoop. Okay, so I told you, right? Okay, so we started somewhere, okay, like this, right? We started somewhere like this, our first class. Okay, so storage and processing. Okay, so if you see Oracle database, okay, Informatica and Cognos. Okay, so what is Informatica? It is only processing system. What is Cognos? It is only processing. But a data warehouse, it has storage and processing, and okay, database, it has storage and processing. Yes or no? Okay, so now Hadoop also kind of a system. Hadoop also kind of a system which has both storage and processing capabilities. Understand?
Okay.
Okay, Hadoop also a kind of a system which has both storage and processing capabilities. Okay, so it means, okay, if I have only Hadoop, okay, I can do my work. It means I can store the data, I can process the data. Okay, but if I have only Informatica, can I do anything? I can only extract the data, but okay, it is a dependency service actually. So for Informatica, we need, okay, the database or data warehouse. Only Informatica, what you will do?
Only processing.
Processing one.
Only processing, okay, but storage is separate place, correct
Yeah.
or not? Okay,
Correct, sir.
so okay, it is the same case for Cognos also. Only with Cognos, what you can do?
Only
Cognos
processing.
requires some dependency database so that, okay, it can read the data from database or data warehouse. Got it? If there is no database, there is no value for Cognos. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so fine. Okay, so now when it comes to Hadoop, okay, it is a system, okay, with a combination of storage as well as processing. Got it? Storage as well as processing. Okay, so it doesn't depend on any other technology. It has everything. It has storage and it has processing also. Clear? So it is like a separate technology where it never depends on any other technology. Any questions?
No, sir. It's clear.
Oh, you can continue.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay. So now, okay, so we understood that, okay, we have storage and, okay, we have processing capabilities in Hadoop. Okay, Hadoop is a combination of SDFS plus Yarn. Okay, SDFS is for storage and, okay, Yarn is for processing. Okay. Okay, so the next thing, let us see Hadoop architecture. Okay, what is this Hadoop architecture, guys? What is this Hadoop architecture? Okay, so now, okay, we understand that, okay, so this is our storage, this is our total storage layer. Okay, logical storage layer. Okay, so which has a master disk. Yes or no? Which has a master disk, okay, and which has some data disk. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is, okay, metadata disk. This is actual data disk. Okay, this is the concept now. Okay, so now thing is that, okay, to manage this disk, okay, when I say hard disk, okay, without having a service running on that, okay, will it manage? Okay, will only hard disk work? If I say hard disk, okay, you read this data, you write this data. Can I say we should require some kind of, okay, we need to install some software, right? Okay, so what we are doing, okay, these are the hard disk. Okay, on each machine I'm installing Hadoop software. Understand, guys? I'm installing in each machine, I'm installing Hadoop software. Okay, understand? I'm installing Hadoop software. So now when I install Hadoop software, I need to start the service, right? What do you mean of service? What do you mean of a service, guys? So now, okay, here, okay, Windows is running. Okay, how Windows is running, guys? If you right click and, okay, if you click on Task Manager, it is clearly showing that, okay, there are, okay, some 95 background processor which are supporting this Windows. Yes or no? If these background processors are not there, okay, you are saying Control C and Control V. Will it work if this background process is not running?
It won't work.
It will not work. Okay, see, these are the background processes which will work in the background, okay, to handle your commands actually. Okay, to handle your commands. In the same way, when you install Hadoop, okay, you need to start a service here. Okay, what is the service you are starting? Okay, the service, okay, which completely takes care of your metadata disk is name node. Understand? Okay, the service, okay, which completely takes care of, okay, your, you got my point? So now I'm slowly taking you inside Hadoop, guys. Okay, so I hope you understood, okay, why there is a requirement or why there is a necessity. Okay, why there is a necessity to introduce a new technology in the market, because existing traditional technologies are not capable enough to handle too much volumes of data, too much speed, velocity of the data, okay, varieties of data. So that is the reason they introduced this kind of distributed file system concept. Okay, so now to run this distributed file system concept, we need some background services. Okay, so the background service which will take care of this metadata part, okay, is called as name node. The background service, okay, which takes care of actual data part is data node service. Okay, so wherever you have metadata disk on that machine, okay, you will run name node service. Okay, wherever you have, okay, actual data disk on that machines, you will run data node service, background service. These are the background services who will take care of either writing the block into this storage or, okay, reading the blocks from this storage. Okay, so now you are, I was saying, right, okay, so you have a read algorithm. Okay, so to read it, okay, whom read algorithm will ask? Will it go and ask, okay, hard disk, or it will go and ask data node service? Huh?
The hard disk.
It will see hard disk alone cannot help, right? So
Yes.
it will come and ask, okay, data node service actually. Hey service, okay, I want, okay, block 1 to read. Okay, in this hard disk, okay, I have block 1. Can you give me block 1? Okay, now this service will read the block 1 and give it to reading algorithm. Sir, hard disk is just a hardware, sir. Okay, it is like, okay, hard disk, okay, without data node service, if you have only hardware means, okay, you have a laptop, okay, without OS installed. What you can do? Okay, you have a laptop without OS.
I think
Understood.
No
You
use.
understood now?
Yeah, understood.
Okay, so hardware is like your laptop. Hard disk is kind of your laptop. Okay, your data node service, background service is like your OS. Okay, so if you want to read data into your hard disk, or if you want to write data, I mean, if you want to read data from hard disk, or if you want to write data into hard disk, without OS, can you do anything? Through OS only you can do that. Okay, here also it is the same thing. Okay, so this is the background service which will be up and running continuously. If this service is not there, okay, if this service is not there, okay, we cannot do anything here. Okay, understand?
Yes.
Okay, so here, okay, name node. What is name node here? Name node is a background service which takes care of
Data.
metadata, okay, of metadata of entire logical storage. Okay, and data node is a service which takes care of actual data
Okay.
blocks. Okay, so now tell me, okay, now all together, okay, so now it is a service, and okay, so I'm saying, okay, so all these things are running on a server, correct?
Yes.
Can I say this is server 1? Huh?
Yes.
What is server? Laptop 1 or laptop 2, or server 2, laptop or server 2, okay, server 3, okay, server 4. Okay, now, okay, there are 4 servers interconnected as a single unit. Okay, single unit. Okay, this is called as a cluster. Understood? What is cluster?
Combination of
Combination of
Combination of
multiple
multiple
servers
servers.
working like
acting as
a
a single
single unit actually. Okay, so it means, okay, so Hadoop cluster means, okay, it's a group of machines acting like a single entity. Got it? Okay, so now in this Hadoop cluster, okay, so how many name nodes I will have? What is name node? Name node is kind of a service, background service, which takes care of metadata.
MBR.
Okay,
metadata.
yeah, metadata. Okay, so and okay, data node is the one. Okay, so service is the one which takes care of actual data blocks. Okay, now tell me, in a Hadoop cluster, how many name nodes I can have?
Only one.
Maybe one.
Only one name node.
Only
Okay,
one.
how many data nodes?
Multiple.
Multiple.
Can I say unlimited?
Unlimited, sir.
Maybe.
Unlimited name nodes, maybe. Okay, so there is no limit here. Okay, you can keep on adding servers in the cluster. Understood?
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you will have only one name node, and okay, you will have multiple data nodes. Okay, or maybe unlimited data nodes. Okay, so then unlimited, okay, we can say multiple data nodes actually. Okay, so Hadoop cluster is a combination of a name node and multiple data nodes. Okay, here name node is responsible for maintaining metadata, and data nodes are responsible for maintaining actual data in the form of blocks. Yes or no?
Okay.
So will your entire file be available in the single hard disk, or it will be divided into blocks and put into different data nodes?
Will be divided into.
Okay, your entire data will be divided into
Different
blocks
data.
and put it into different data nodes. Okay, so guys, okay, I hope, okay, you got a clarity now.
Yes.
What is Hadoop cluster? Okay, what is cluster, and okay, what is name node, what is data node, Okay, so now if I want to, okay, now tell me, okay, let us understand the flow here. Okay, let's say I want to write a file. Okay, I have sample.txt here. Okay, I want to write sample.txt. Okay, so whom I will contact first?
Name node.
Name node.
I will contact name node. Okay, and ask, hey name node, I want, okay, I want to write sample.txt, which is of 256 MB. Okay, 256 MB. Okay, I want to write it. Okay, so it will contact, the algorithm will contact name node first. Okay, and ask, hey name node, I want to write 256 MB of file. Okay, okay, can you tell me whether I can write or not? What name node will do now? So name node will see whether I have altogether, whether I have 256 MB or not. Okay, whether I have 256 MB place here or not. Okay, yes, it is there. Then it will tell, okay, 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 writing algorithm, yes. Okay, okay, yes, okay, you can write the data. So do one thing. Okay, since, okay, we store the data into pieces. Okay, first you cut your data into pieces. So who will cut the data into pieces now?
Name node.
Name node,
itself.
sir. Name node, sir.
Will name node cut the data? Writing algorithm cut the data into pieces.
Right.
Writing algorithm.
Writing algorithm.
Okay, so okay, name node will tell, okay, hey name node, okay, hey writing algorithm, you know the process, right? Whatever you want to write into my storage, okay, it should be in the form of pieces, okay, or blocks. Okay, so you cut your data into pieces. Okay, so now writing algorithm will cut the data into pieces. Okay, so now, okay, piece one, like this. Okay, piece two, piece three, piece four. Okay, how many pieces I'll get?
4.
4 pieces. Okay, of size what?
4 MB.
64 MB.
64 MB each. Okay, so now once it is done, okay, then writing algorithm ask, okay, hey name node, okay, I've cut my data into pieces. Okay, tell me, okay, for piece one, what is the name I have to give? And okay, tell me in which 3 nodes, okay, in which 3 data nodes, okay, I need to store this data. Understood?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
In which 3 nodes I need to store that, because okay, I need to maintain the same piece of data in 3 places, right? Correct or not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now name node will tell, okay, okay, fine. Okay, for first piece of data, you give a name BLK001. Who is giving the name of the piece?
Master.
Writing algorithm.
Name node is giving, actually.
Name node.
Name node is giving the name of the piece. Okay, and name node only telling that, okay, hey, you put this BLK001 piece, okay, in okay,
Node.
data node 2, okay, data node 1,
Server.
data node 1,
You do
okay.
it.
Okay, put it into, okay, DN1. Okay, now disk will not come into picture, actually. Okay,
Yes.
DN1, data node 1, data node 2, data node 3. Okay, understand? Then what it will do? Writing algorithm will give this copy to all these 3 hard disk. Okay, and tell, okay, you write this piece of data with the BLK1, with the name BLK1. Okay, so now it is writing BLK001 here. Okay, the same BLK001, one more copy here also. Clear?
Yes.
Done. Okay, now writing algorithm will ask again name node, hey name node, I have one more piece, tell me where I need to write and what is the name I need to give and where, in which 3 nodes I need to write. Okay, so now name node will tell, okay, so give the name of BLK002 and write into DN2, DN3 and DN4. Okay, so now BLK002 will be written in 3 nodes. Okay, clear? Now, okay, name node is telling that, okay, so now again, okay, second piece is done. Okay, now third piece. Now writing algorithm will go and ask name node, hey name node, I want to write third piece of data. Tell me, okay, what is the name I need to give and which 3 data nodes? Okay, so name node will tell, okay, give a name of BLK003 and write into data node 3, data node 3, data node 4 and data node 1. Okay, so it means BLK 003 will be available one copy here. Okay, one copy here and one copy here. Okay, now fourth piece is left out. Okay, now again writing algorithm will go and ask, okay, name node, hey, I want to write fourth piece of data and tell me the name of the piece. Okay, now name node will give BLK 004. Okay, and name node will tell, okay, write into DN4, DN1, DN2. Okay, so now BLK 004, one copy here. Okay, second copy, third copy here. Understood? So now all the copies are written successfully. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now all the pieces are done. Okay, now what name node will do? Okay, now writing algorithm will tell, hey, name node. Okay, so yes, as per your instructions, okay, I have written all the pieces into different data nodes. Okay, now you store this information, okay, for your reference. In future, if I come back, okay, and ask, okay, you give me this information. Now inside the metadata, name node will write, okay, sample.txt. Okay, it has total 4 blocks. Okay, understand? First block is in 3 nodes, second block in these nodes, third block is here, fourth block is here. So it will maintain. This is the metadata now. Understood?
Yes.
So this is metadata, complete metadata. So who will maintain metadata here?
Name node.
Name node maintain metadata. Who will maintain the actual data?
Data nodes.
Data nodes.
Okay. So if I have only name node, okay, what I will get? I have all data nodes down. I have only name node up and running. What information I can get from name node?
Data information where data was stored.
Only metadata I can get. Yes or no?
Yes, maybe
So-
naming.
Okay, so I can ask, if I ask name node will tell, yes sir, okay, your file is there, okay, your file is stored like, okay, BLK1, BLK2, BLK3, BLK4, BLK1 is in these machines, these 3 nodes, BLK2 is in these 3 data nodes, BLK3 is in these 3 data nodes, BLK4 in these 3 data nodes. Only this information name node will give. Yes or no? Okay,
Yes.
but if I want actual data, whom should I contact?
Data node.
Data nodes only.
Data nodes.
Okay, so if I have data nodes available, then I can read the actual data. Clear? Are any questions?
Yes.
So now, okay, this is the architecture of your Hadoop actually. Okay, so you have a name node and you have multiple data nodes. Okay, so who is client here? Who is client? So here client is nothing but your reading algorithm. Reading algorithm or writing algorithm, we call it as a client. Understand? So it can be a reading algorithm, it can be a writing algorithm, but we call it as a client.
Client.
Okay. So any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So this is Hadoop architecture. Okay. Now if I see the major service, whatever I have explained, okay, we are seeing the same thing here. Okay. So what is name node here? Major services in Hadoop storage layer. Okay, HDFS. Okay. What are major services here? Okay, name node and data node. What is name node? It is a master node in Hadoop cluster. Okay, it is the main node. What is node here, guys? What is node? A server or node, both are same. Understood? Okay, a machine is called as a node. A laptop is called as a node. Understood in Hadoop terminology. Okay. Understood, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. A node means a machine, a server, a laptop, whatever it is actually, a desktop. Okay. So one machine, one computer equal to one node or one server. Okay. So here it is a master node in Hadoop cluster and it is responsible to store Hadoop distributed file system metadata. Okay. When I say metadata, what and all will come into picture? Information about your file name, file path, ownership, permissions, timestamp, size, replication factor. So name of the individual file blocks, okay, and location of the file blocks also. Okay, name of the block means BLK001, BLK002, BLK003, BLK004. Location means DN1, DN2, DN3. So it means, okay, name node is the one, okay, which maintain the metadata for all these things. Okay. So if I ask name node, okay, it will give the file name, file path, permissions, timestamp, size, replication factor, name of the block, okay, and location of the block, everything it will give. Okay. And name node is kind of a first point of contact for all SDFS operations. Okay. So any kind of SDFS operations you perform, name node is the first point of contact. Okay, without name node, okay, so your writing algorithm or reading algorithm cannot talk to data nodes directly. If name node is not there, means, okay, entire cluster is down. Understand?
Yes.
If name node is not there, entire cluster is down. Okay, but if one data node is not there, is the cluster down?
No.
No, sir.
No. Okay,
No,
one
no,
data
no.
yeah, one data node is down means, okay, I can get the same data blocks from other machine, other data node. Okay,
yes.
so for data node, okay, we have multiple data nodes. Okay, so if one data node is down, it is not a cluster downtime down. Okay, but if name node is down, okay, you cannot either read the data or you cannot write the new data. Okay, and again, okay, without contacting name node, okay, your writing algorithm or reading algorithm never talk to data nodes directly. Okay, then what is data node? When I say data node, it is a slave node in Hadoop cluster. Okay, so name node is like a manager, and okay, data nodes are like team members. Okay, so what is the responsibility of data node? Responsibility to store actual data in the form of blocks. Okay, so what is actual data here? Actual data is sample.txt. Okay, so but actual data is stored in the form of blocks. Okay, is it okay full file anywhere? Okay, you can see, can you see full file or only pieces of the file?
Pieces.
Only pieces of the file. Okay, so data nodes are the one who will maintain the data in the form of blocks. Okay, then it is responsible to serve read and write requests from various file system clients. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, so tomorrow if writing algorithm is asking, okay, I want block 1, it will read the block 1 and give it to writing algorithm. If reading algorithm is asking, okay, I want, okay, block 1, it will read block 1 from disk and give it to reading algorithm. Or if writing algorithm is saying, please write block 1 into this storage, okay, so it will write the data into this storage. Okay, so if you want to, okay, if any block, if writing algorithm want to write something into this disk, so it has to contact data node. Data node is the one, okay, it will inform data node, and data node is the one, okay, who will write the data into disk actually. Okay, understand? Even if tomorrow, if reading algorithm need the data, reading algorithm will contact data node service. Okay, data node service will read the data and give it to it. Okay, it is like, okay, for all these blocks, okay, this guy is the owner. Got it? Got it, or any questions?
No, sir. Straight.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and it sends the heartbeat to name node for every 3 seconds and updates its presence and any changes in the storage layer level. Okay, so okay, every 3 seconds, this data node background service will inform name node service, hey name node, okay, see, as of now, okay, my total storage is, okay, let's say 500 MB. Okay, 500 MB, okay, my total storage. In that 500 MB, you gave me 3 blocks. Okay, 3 blocks means how much? 192 MB is used. Okay, I have only 308 MB available with me. Okay, so it means, okay, how much is available from each data node? Okay, that information will be passed to name node. Understand? Otherwise, okay, how name node will take a decision? Okay, put block 1 in these 3 nodes. You got my point, guys, or no? Every data node will send information to name node, okay, saying that, hey, name node, say this is the total storage with me, okay, total storage with me, and okay, this is the user storage and this is the free storage. Okay, so tomorrow if name node is selecting a node to write the block, okay, it will understand whether free space is available or not. Suppose, okay, if this entire hard disk is full, okay, so will name node say you write block 1 in data node 1?
No.
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 Okay, very simple. Okay, so because to decide, okay, which block should be written into which data node, okay, name node should require the information of
Free
total
space.
space, free space, and used space.
So
Got
in,
it?
in initial writing, how it has chosen node 1, node 2, node 3. It is-
Okay,
I-
so think that initially everything is free, sir.
Yeah, yes, everything is
Okay,
free.
then it has gone in the round robin fashion.
Round robin fashion. Okay.
Okay, but later stages, it will choose whoever is having more space. Okay, in that only it will write.
So if we have same space in different disks, then also it will go for round robin fashion.
Yes, then it will go in round robin fashion.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. It is like, for example, if I have 2 nodes, one node has 80 GB of free space and one node has 20 GB of space.
Hmm.
It will be rebalancing. Anything is like that.
Of course, yes. That concept is there. Yes.
Okay.
Rebalancing also there. Tomorrow, okay, let's say when you add new hard disk to the cluster, some of the blocks from existing data nodes will be shifted to the newly added data node. The balancing is there. Block balancing is there. So it is not called as block balancing. It is called as a data node balancing.
Okay. Okay.
So that concept I'll explain, and I'll show practically how it works and all in later stages. But yes, that concept is there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So data node is the one who will be sending heartbeat to every 3 seconds. Okay. Data node, each data node will send information to name node saying that, okay, this is the total space available with me, and this is the user space. This is the free space. Understand? Okay, guys. Okay, whatever I am explaining, I'll show you practically also. Okay, so that you can believe everything actually. So if you see, I'm telling you only theory, and if I'm not showing you practical, then okay, you may not 100% trust my concepts actually. Okay, so if I show you theory, and okay, if I explain the theory and okay show you practicals, then okay, it is like okay 100% confirm. Okay, so whatever theory I'm explaining, each and everything, okay, I will show you practically. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. And the last one is performs block creation, block replication, deletion operations upon instructions from name node. Okay. So name node is the one who will be controlling all these data nodes. Okay. So that's what, okay, finally we can say. Okay. So name node is kind of a manager in the Hadoop cluster team, and okay, data nodes are kind of a team members in the team. Okay. So, and they all work together. Understand? They all work together. Okay, so here client means okay, the whoever people who is writing the data into here and whoever is reading the data from here, those are all called as clients. Okay, so now from going forward, okay, from now onwards, okay, I will not call it as a writing algorithm or reading algorithm. I will use the technical names like okay, client, name node, data node, these things only.
Okay.
Clear? Okay, so if I say client, okay, you should understand it may be a reading algorithm or writing algorithm. Okay.
Okay.
So I will not say master node or okay, or metadata disk or actual data disk. I will say name node and data node going forward.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, sir. Okay. So fine, guys. Okay, so we'll stop it here. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, because okay, network also not so good actually. Okay, so we'll stop it here. So guys, okay, from tomorrow, okay, see all these days, okay, as I promised. Okay.